You want a summary and analysis on a rose for Emily? Well, heck yeah!
Emily was known throughout her town as an orderly, esteemed lady. After her father's death, Colonel Sartoris kindly excused her from taxes, but to save her pride, he fed her a story about a debt the town owed to her father. Emily's father was a strict man who kept her separated from potential love, leading her to grow so close to the only male figure in her life that she kept his body days after his death. But when the new representative took over, they tried to collect the taxes. They never succeeded in forcing her to pay. She always repeated, "I have no taxes in Jefferson County," and referred them back to Colonel Sartoris, even after his death. Emily eventually falls in love with a construction worker, Homer Barron. The town believed they would marry, but when he denies being a marrying man and disappears, everyone assumed the relationship was done. But they were wrong. They knew Emily was mysterious, but no one had suspected she was a murderer. She isolated herself for years, leaving people wondering about her well-being up until her death. When she died, they found his body, rather a skeleton, lying in the same bed that she had been sleeping in for years. Suddenly, that trip she took to buy the poison makes a lot of sense.
The story begins in present time at the funeral for Emily. All the townspeople went out of curiosity and respect for the fallen moment. The story then goes back in time to when Emily was alive.
Emily refuses to accept her father's death for a couple of days, which causes a smell to emanate from her house. People become concerned. She continually refuses to pay her taxes, and no one can make her budge. Everyone thinks she has finally found a match in Homer Barron until he disappears.
The townspeople had begun to pity Emily, so when she bought poison from the drugstore, they all assumed she was going to kill herself.
When Homer Barron disappeared, Emily locked herself away for the rest of her life. She dies at 74, which finally gave the public a glimpse at her reality.
The servant admitted the townspeople into her home. The door that had been closed for 40 years was forced open. In the bed, they found Homer Barron's corpse, with signs that she has been sleeping next to him.
The narrator of this story gives deep detail into Emily and her relationships with other people. When any other character is mentioned, it is kept very vague. We do not learn much about her father, her significant other, the townspeople, her butler, or anyone really. All characters in the story are used to define and detail Emily and her role throughout the story. One literary analysis, T.J. Stafford, made a comment on the servant Toby's significance. He serves as a clear contrast from Emily. She provides the primary movement towards decay, as Toby is representative of a counter-movement of purposeful activity. For example, throughout the story, he does the gardening, marketing, and cooking. All of this serves to sustain Emily physically, but that does not stop the decline in her mental health.
It's an extended metaphor between her house and her happiness. In the beginning, Emily's house is described as a detailed, elegant structure that represents her reputation among townspeople. However, as tragedy befalls Emily again and again, the home she inherited begins to reflect her inner turmoil. When Emily decides to hoard her father's body in her home, a smell develops that alerts her neighbors. This is representative of an issue beyond the cause and effect of leaving a dead body out to rot. This was one of the first instances of a once valued house taking on the grief and dysfunction of its owner.
The structure of this story allows the reader to gain an understanding of Emily's perspective on love and how it is shaped by past experiences. Before her father's death, Emily was unable to form a relationship with any man, all of her possibilities being turned away by her father. This left Emily's father as the only man she could rely on. Emily was devastated after his death and could hardly function in society. This explains the violent means she took to solving her problem with Homer Barron.
Emily holds an intense fear of the abandonment she faced after her father's death and does the most drastic thing possible to avoid it.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready? Hello? What was that? We did a great job and we all deserve 100? Heck yeah, we do!